with you guys and great speakers. John from Enterprise, great talk there. The car share program, certainly I didn't know about that, but that's moving it forward. That's moving sustainability forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that develops. Representing Frankston Toyota and Toyota in general, I wanted to come out today and speak about the hybrid vehicles that are out there. And I think you noticed when you came in, there were a lot of great cars parked in the front. Beautiful Fords, beautiful Toyotas. We've got a very nice Hyundai out there as well. These vehicles are full hybrid. So there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to hybrid vehicles. And there's a lot of cars and trucks that have a hybrid stamp that might not be what you're thinking. So when we're talking about hybrid, we have a low volt hybrid, which you'll see in some trucks. I don't know if they're still doing it, but in 2008, Chevrolet and GMC launched a low volt hybrid pickup truck, and they kind of used that technology to go into some bigger SUVs, some full size Tahoe Escalade looking SUVs with this hybrid sticker. And it started to ask, hey, how can you get a vehicle that big hybrid? Well, sometimes the term hybrid is used a little too loosely. In a vehicle like that, the hybrid technology is not going to give you any better gas mileage. That is a low voltage hybrid. In a sense, that gives the vehicle the ability to just shut down the motor when the vehicle comes to a stop. And it gives you a little bit more electricity or generator capacity in the rear. So if you have the trunk up, you've got some full power outlets in the back. So they'll brand it hybrid, although you're not getting anything better in terms of fuel economy. Then you have a mild hybrid or a low hybrid vehicle, and that term refers to a vehicle that will use electricity and gasoline as a combination, but cannot go directly electric, and it cannot go to gas alone. It uses it as a combination, and that's it. Honda Civic is an example of that. When it's a great vehicle, it's going to give you great fuel economy in the sense that you'll get a little bit over 40 miles per gallon, but that's about it. You're not going to have the opportunity to go to pure electric or go to pure gasoline in that model lineup. Toyota has had a commitment to hybrid technology for many years. In 1995, when we saw a lot of manufacturers out there putting out some of the best performing vehicles that are still the best performing vehicles today. Big engines, 5.7 liters, dual overhead cams, big diesels that's still kind of on top of the marketplace. Toyota came out and said, hey, we're going to engineer a vehicle that is electric, that's going to be used as a hybrid. And not too big fanfare because there wasn't a big push for it at the time. So in 1995, when we first said that, up comes the Tokyo Auto Show, and that's when the first Prius was introduced. In 1999, it became available for sale in Japan only. As we brought it over to the States in 2001, it's probably been one of our most reliable vehicles out there. The Prius has a phenomenal warranty, but when I explain the warranty, it's 8 years, 100,000 miles on the entire hybrid electrical system. That's pretty amazing. Those are big numbers. But the issue is, and it's not an issue, but since 2001, we've had 0 claims on hybrid batteries at Frankston Toyota. You're not going to have a problem with hybrid. And that's also a concern. Hey, if that battery dies out, it's going to cost me $1 million to replace it. No, it's not. It's just not going to die out. In 2001, Road and Track did a test on the Prius when it first launched in the United States. They tested the battery, and they came back in 2008, same vehicle with 180,000 miles on it. The battery still held the 89% charge, so you're not going to have an issue with the battery. The exact same vehicle, if you were to buy it in California, Connecticut, New Jersey, some of these other states, that exact same vehicle that was built by the exact same people, they're going to brand a 15-year, 150,000 mile warranty. It's the same car. It's the exact same one. It's just how the region, Gulf States Toyota receives it. And it carries a little bit different warranty, but nonetheless, the workmanship's there and the quality's there. So we're very, very proud of our Prius lineup. Year to date in September, we, as Toyota, have 5 million hybrids on the road, 5 million throughout the world. In Prius alone, it accounts for 3 million. I wish there were more in the valley. From a sales point of view, we earn about 21, 22 Prius a month. We turn about 16 to 17 of them. That's just not enough. As we look for these bigger fleet companies, these home healthcare companies, these other providers that are always on the road and always on the move, we're starting to convert those over to Prius. Now, the Prius vehicle is built upon what all the hybrids are built upon in Toyota. It's the hybrid synergy drive. The hybrid synergy drive consists of a 1.8 liter gasoline engine. And it's the same engine we use in our Yaris. It's the same engine we use in our Toyota Corolla. That engine will give you about 40 miles per gallon, 38 to 40 miles per gallon. Combined with 2 electric motors, one larger, one smaller, and those motors will also moonlight as generators. Okay, so now I've really got 3 engines in one car. I've got a large, high capacity, high voltage battery in the back. And what runs everything is the brains of the system. The brains of the system is an electronically controlled variable transmission. And from a sales point, what that means is we got 1 gear. We're going to go forward, we're going to go reverse, we're going to go to park, and that's it. Okay, when we go forward, we don't need to worry about shifting from 3rd gear to 2nd gear to get up a hill. We don't go from 4th gear to 5th gear to overdrive. We've got 1 gear that's going to take us from 0 to 90 miles an hour, however fast you want to go. What that means to you as a consumer is how smooth the vehicle accelerates. Less maintenance. As a full hybrid vehicle, the Prius is going to have the ability to run in full electric mode. When we're running in full electric mode, we're running off the big battery. When we're running in gasoline mode, I also run the small electric motor as well. And what that small electric motor does when the gas motor is running is it charges the battery. It charges the battery. And when we're coming to a stop and we're coasting, the big motor also charges the battery. As we brake, we convert that kinetic energy into the larger generator, and it also charges the battery. What does this mean to the consumer? We never have to charge the battery. We don't have to plug it up. That's the main reason why we don't see plug-ins in this particular market yet. Range is an issue. As Toyota commits $1 million an hour in R&D, we'll start to see some Prius come in that charge wirelessly. The Senior Vice President, Bob Carter, for Toyota USA, has already challenged all the other makes to come out as a group, as a team, to sell 5 million hybrid vehicles by the end of 2015. The fiscal year of 2015, Toyota is spending in the neighborhood of $8 billion on environmental development for our vehicles. To better our vehicles, to better our parts, to better our product. And that's important to us because we do need to move forward in that arena. Another big misconception for Prius and hybrid in general is performance. We have Prius vehicles, they're built for more fuel economy. They perform, and you're going to be able to get on the highway just fine. You're probably not going to beat anybody from a race from a red light to a red light, but nonetheless, you're going to beat them in the gas mileage. As they're stopping to fill up, you're still going to drive right on by. But we've got hybrid technologies in Highlander that will perform a Highlander in a 6-cylinder Highlander like the old 8-cylinder 4Runner did. And how do you do that? Well, I guess to dumb it down, you've got one engine also backed up by another electric motor. You're going to perform. So the engineering is there, and we just got to do a better job of getting it out there. Thank you, Clara, and thank you, Monica, for giving us the opportunity to bring our vehicles here and show you guys, hey, this is what the vehicles do for you and what they can offer you, because the savings is incredible. On top of the hybrid synergy drive system, the Prius also has other technologies that are industry setting. Our power steering is electric. Has anybody ever had the distinct opportunity to break down while you're driving? And you kind of feel like, oh, I can't steer anymore. Well, your power steering is ran by a pump, it's ran by a hose, it's ran by a belt, it's ran by hydraulic fluid. When that gas motor goes, your steering goes. The Prius power steering is electric. What does that mean to you? It's less maintenance. You know, it's a tribute to emissions, less hydraulic fluid to deal with as well. And same goes for air conditioning. When you jump in a Prius and Claire will tell you, she didn't even know the Prius started. You push a button, you see a light, you're probably wondering when is this going to start, but your air is going to start blowing, it's going to start blowing cold air. You won't even know when you're in electric mode, gas mode, or both. You just won't know unless you're looking at the display. The 7-inch LCD display will clearly show you what mode you're in, and it's phenomenal. I hope each and every one of you in your businesses has the opportunity to stop by and take a look at a hybrid vehicle, whether it be a Toyota, a Ford, a Nissan, a Hyundai, whatever it be. Take a look at one and ask the questions that you need to ask and get familiar with it, because from a cost standpoint, if you're going to have a fleet of vehicles that go from averaging 38 to 40 miles per gallon, now your vehicle is going to get you 50 to 55, all of a sudden you're saving yourself thousands of dollars. From a price point, you know, you'll ask, hey, how much do one of these vehicles cost? In 2005 and 2006, when we were comparing light model years in Corolla, an entry-level vehicle that was giving us 30 miles per gallon, you know, the delta was a little steep. You were looking at a $13,000 vehicle, and Prius was coming in around $22,000 or $23,000 vehicle. So from 2006 to 2013, the MSRP has not taken a price walk. We're still starting Prius sales at $21,000, $22,000, depending on what options you prefer. With that being said, the Corolla, which is giving 40 miles per gallon, is starting at $18,000 now. So the price difference, it's really not a factor as far as the price of the vehicle. Cost of ownership will certainly go down. Now we can look at my Highline vehicle, my Avalon, the flagship of Toyota. The Avalon was one of the first Toyota vehicles built to have Lexus quality. We all know Lexus is built by Toyota, but if you want to sit in a Lexus, since there's not a Lexus dealer here, go sit in an Avalon, it's the same thing. Exact same thing, exact same trim, exact same stitching, and you'll see a V6 limited Avalon priced at about $40,000. Its counterpart in hybrid, starting at about $40,700. Not that big a difference. Performance, the hybrid will outperform the gasoline motor in everything. And when you sit in it, you won't even know you're in a hybrid. It's a great vehicle. Tribute to Toyota for the time and effort it takes in developing it, and more importantly, the patience. So now as a dealer, we hope that we can get the consumers to take a look at it. Our partners in financing with Toyota Financial Services and Toyota Motor Credit Corp, as well as Lexus Financial, we go above and beyond to make sure that consumer considers a hybrid vehicle. In all our hybrid lineup, we offer 0% financing. In all our hybrid lineup, if you lease it, Frank Smith Toyota, Toyota Financial Services, will cover the taxes for you. Now, I don't know what the tax laws are to write it off. I'm not privy of that. I'm certainly not an accountant. But I know if you come lease one, we will pay the taxes for you. We want to make sure that everybody looks at a hybrid vehicle. We want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to drive one. And we certainly want to change any misconceptions there are about hybrid. One of the things that Toyota is known for is the safety. The hybrid vehicles carry the same 5-star safety ratings, highest in frontal impact, highest in as a 5-star side impact as well. Charlie Guzman is my internet manager, and he'll speak briefly about the safety systems in the Prius and throughout our program. Charlie.
Hello, Martin wanted me to come talk about safety of the Prius. Safety is one of our core values, just like economy, durability, reliability. One of the safety features that is, it's actually a suite of 6 features, and it's available from the smallest Yaris to the Line 3, which is $80,000. And that's a STAR safety system, and it has 6 features, and they're designed to help you in adverse conditions. One is traction control, and what traction control does is it actually will reduce engine power to the car if it notices that the car is losing traction. You got vehicle stability control, which will actually, it can determine where the tire position is, the angle of the tire, and pulse the brakes on that tire to slow it down, so to maintain the speed. Anti-lock braking system. When your wheels lock up, pretty much just pulses the brakes to the wheels that are locking up, so it will rotate at the same speed when you're slowing down. Brake assist, what brake assist is, it will notice a panic stop opposed to a regular stop. A panic stop is when you slam on the brakes, and it will actually put more brake pressure than you apply to the vehicle. Smart stop technology, what that is, if, let's say, your floor mats somehow get over your pedal, you drop something, it goes on the pedal. You slam on the brakes. Sometimes brake pressure isn't enough to stop a car. What it'll actually do is reduce the engine speed, the engine RPMs to slow down your vehicle. And then also electronic brake force distribution. In your vehicle, you might have a load in the back. You might have a passenger on the side. So with those loads, you need different brake pressures to actually stop the vehicle stably. And what it does is it determines the weight, and will actually on the hybrid Avalon and hybrid Camry, you actually have 3 extra airbags, which are the passenger knee airbag for the knees, and you also got side bolster airbags in the back seats. Along with that, certain options that are available on some models are going to be the backup camera. That's a good safety feature. You also got the cross traffic monitors. So if you are backing up, you can't see what's going on. You'll see if somebody's coming from either way. And also blind spot monitors too.
You want to speak about the solar roof?
Oh, the solar roof, that is an option that's available on the Prius. Very neat feature. What it is it has a solar panel on the roof with a sunroof, and what it does, it'll actually get the rays from the sun, the UV rays, transfer it to energy, and while the car is off, it's going to be circulating air in the car. And there's a button on the key. So when you're walking to your car, you press the AC button, it'll turn on the AC while you're walking to your car. Really, really cool feature.
Nice to have down here as a temperature increase. Thank you, Charlie. So, with that being said, I just want to encourage you folks to, one, take a look at the vehicles that we have outside, through the Ford lineup, through the Toyota lineup, and our Hyundai lineup. Ask some questions, get comfortable with them, and come out and drive them. I think I speak for not only my dealer, but the other dealer here. And if it's something that you like, take it home. Make sure you like it. Make sure it fits in your garage. And we'll be happy to do that for you. I'd like to open it up for questions and answers now, and of course I'll answer them out as well.
Before that, I just want to say a few words. And I'm sorry, Martin. Martin saw me nodding my head in the back. I have to do my little disclaimer. We are here to provide an educational format, and so I do have to let you know that UTPA and the Office for Sustainability are not here to promote or endorse any product or service. So with reference to talking about cost, I would like to ask you if you have questions about cost, which I know it's hard to share why these vehicles and this technology is so valuable when we're talking about a sustainable lifestyle without talking numbers. But we're not here to talk numbers, so if you have those type of questions, I'm going to ask you to please, you're going to have an opportunity to go and actually view and network outside to ask those questions, those particular questions outside. We're here to learn about these new technologies and how they can be helpful to us in terms of incorporating that for more sustainable services and products and things of that nature. So please ask questions, but those number questions, I ask that you please ask those out there. Thank you.
That's okay, sorry, Mom, that's what happens when you get a salesman up here. They start talking price. Yes.
I heard a radio program not too long ago talking about what they call the Prius effect. And they were saying that because the Prius was one of the first hybrid cars to really enter the market, that it's become where people don't just want a hybrid, they will buy something purely because it's a Prius. And what I was curious about was just in terms of the entire fleet. I mean, what percentage of all of your sales are hybrid vehicles? And within that, what percentage of that is the Prius?
Very small percentage of all our sales are hybrid vehicles. Last month, over 700 vehicles sold. I would guess that in hybrid we were under 30 between new and pre-owned hybrids. So very, very small. And of that percentage, what was Prius? Probably 9. And then again, Prius came out in 2001. We're going on our 4th generation here as we see other manufacturers starting up with their 1st and 2nd. So, and that is the Prius effect. Certainly.
I guess maybe just as a quick follow-up. I mean, to me, that seems unusually low percentage, especially when y'all have a hybrid version of most of the models. Do you think that that's because some of those are new and they're not as familiar, or is it fleet sales that are pickup trucks or other things offsetting that?
I would say that the biggest market here is pickup truck, by far. As you see that half-ton pickup and the 3/4 1-ton pickup dominate sales in this market, that's where you're going to see it go. And you're right in regards to the hybrids. You have a Camry gasoline, you have a Camry hybrid. You have a Highlander gasoline, you have a Highlander hybrid. Unfortunately, at which point, when you compare the two, there is and I'm trying my best not to say any prices here, that's why I'm a little tongue-tied, but there's a price walk in the hybrid lineup. When I mentioned limited and hybrid, that's a limited trim. Keep in mind, there's also lower trims outside of limited that will reduce that price, quite a bit. So sometimes the consumer's thinking in their mind, hey, up front, I might be paying for this hybrid technology, on the price point. So, as we get more and more fleet vehicles converted to the hybrid side, through all the makes that is, as we convert our fleet customers to hybrids, then you'll see more allocation from the OEM in that particular vehicle, and that's what's going to drive everything. If I have 100 cars that are gasoline and 20 that are hybrid, it's only going to dictate I'm going to sell more gasoline vehicles. So that number's got to increase, and the only way you can increase that is through return. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I understand there will be a new generation of Prius next year.
That is
Can you
correct.
tell us what we might anticipate?
What I've read and what has been privy to me,
Repeat the question.
there's a new generation of Prius coming in, the 4th generation, and that's been the talk of the town, that for the Prius community, for the hybrid community. When Toyota released the Prius in the U.S. in 2001, we were around 41, 42 miles per gallon as a hybrid vehicle. We're now at 51, 52 as a hybrid vehicle. So you've seen that the percentage increase is about 22%. The new generation 4 is supposed to be a 20% increase in fuel economy. Lighter frame, lighter chassis, more compact, more cargo space in the back, same price point. That was released, that information was released September 10th. when Prius eclipsed the 3 million sales.
Are there any incentives right now?
Yes.
Incentives come and go.
Yes. Am I okay answering that or no? Yes? Okay, so
Incentives from the government.
definitely, yeah, so, I don't know about from the government, I don't know about, the taxes, obviously. But from the manufacturer, you do. You have a 0% option, you have a cashback option. And locally, through Toyota Financial Services, in our buying branch, that they're willing to waive your sales tax up front on the lease as well.
But right now from the government.
From the government, I am not aware of any. Yes, ma'am.
What is the limiting factor for the hybrid model from the Prius to be in a pickup truck or a larger vehicle? Is it the size of the battery?
Well, I think it's the uncertainty of what the emission regulation is going to be. When I learned about the next generation Prius, I learned about a concept truck that is going to be a hybrid electric and gas powered that is going to put down almost double what the current Tundra puts down, which is 380 horsepower. So the R&D is in the works in there. The limiting factor, from what I understand, is what the emissions will be as they develop it. And that's what's stopping Toyota from getting into the diesel truck market as well, is we don't know what those emission standards are going to be 5 years from now. So when we step into a market, we want to make sure that we own a certain market share. We don't want to go in blind and hope to sell. We want to go and know that we're going to be competitive. Yes, ma'am.
What are some of the untrue myths about hybrid?
Um,
Obviously affecting sales.
I think mainly is the cost of maintenance. I mean, there is no maintenance on the electrical hybrid. The warranty is better than any. It's got a better warranty than the gas one next to it. So when the consumer comes in and asks those questions, and you're able to show them, then it's a no-brainer for them. The problem is they're not asking these questions. We don't get an opportunity to